Lehigh Valley sports, music, and everything in between is only on the Service Electric Network.
Inside Bethlehem Catholic High School for an East Penn Conference showdown between the visiting Freedom Patriots and the host Bethlehem Catholic Golden Hawks. These two teams played each other in the very first match of the season, with Freedom coming out on top 3-2. We welcome you inside Bethlehem Catholic High School. I'm Gwen Begley, joined by Scott Trumbauer. An exciting one tonight if it's anything like the first five-setter. We'll start with the Freedom Patriots. They're 11-1 overall this season, 10-1 in the EPC. They're on a 4-game win streak since that loss to Parkland. Head coach is Donna Roman. She's in her 8th season, and they've got a good player in Elizabeth Barnes.
Yeah, they got a great one, Elizabeth Barnes. Senior outside opposite hitter. Comes in second in the team in kills with 206, second in the team in digs with 160, and added in 16 assists and 17 aces.
As for the Bethlehem Catholic Golden Hawks, they're 9-2 overall, 9-2 in the EPC, defending 3A state champions. Their head coach is Kelly Brown. She's in her 5th season, and Mackenzie Ruggiero has been a standout player for her squad.
Yeah, Mackenzie Ruggiero, senior outside opposite hitter, leading the team with 119 kills, second on the team with 59 digs and 18 aces.
Like I said, the last time these two met was a month ago. The very first match of the season, Freedom won 3-2. We'll see if we get another 5-setter here tonight. Don't go away. We're coming up next here live on the Service Electric Network.
For 4 generations, Kleckner & Sons has been the Valley's choice for GE appliances. Efficient and dependable GE washers and dryers. Contemporary style of the Profile series. Distinct modern design of the Cafe series. And elegance of the Monogram collection. Serviced by our own factory-trained technicians. Plus free delivery, free installation, free removal. Because service is our most important product. Always competitive prices and no interest financing available. The Valley's choice is Kleckner & Sons.
The Lehigh Valley's largest selection of new and pre-owned vehicles in one location is Rothrock. We have over 1,000 vehicles to choose from, backed by our Power Life powertrain warranty, an award-winning service team, ultra-modern facilities, and the best deals in the Valley. And now, take advantage of never-before-seen savings with the safety and convenience of shopping from home. Purchase your vehicle online 24/7. Take delivery at your home, office, or at the dealership by personal appointment. Get started now at rothrock.com.
As we get set for an East Penn Conference matchup between the Freedom Patriots and the Bethlehem Catholic Golden Hawks. We just got done with the anthem, about to get into our starting lineups for this evening's match. Over on the left side of your screen, let's start with Freedom. Elena Roman as your outside hitter and defensive specialist. You'll notice a lot of these girls play a lot of different positions throughout the night. Grace Hersick, your middle hitter. Libero will be Taylor Pavolko. Amazia Fraley now a starter in place of Sophia Tima, injured for this evening. Samantha Simmers, your setter. Elizabeth Barnes, we mentioned, outside hitter, opposite hitter. And Samantha Mikulski, a defensive specialist.
And for the Golden Hawks, we got Olivia Harris as a libero. Kyla Rodriguez running the middle. Vanessa Amrick on the outside. Alice Frank is a setter. Jody Hewitt on the outside. Danica Babylonia in the middle, and Mackenzie Ruggiero on the opposite.
As I mentioned in the open, the last time these two met was all the way back on September 7th, just about a month ago. And Freedom were able to take the win in that one, 3-2. We talked to head coach Kelly Brown about that matchup, and she said the girls just weren't ready for it. Freedom had a lot of talented players, and they were not prepared. They did push them to 5, but unfortunately got that loss. As we get set for now their second matchup of the season. We're more than halfway through the season, believe it or not. Only a few games left for both of these teams. Freedom has 4 matches left. Can't count. And as for the Golden Hawks, they also have 4 matches left in the 2021 season. Elizabeth Barnes with the opening serve. And the first kill of the evening will go to the Golden Hawks, and that's Danica Babylonia.
That's a great start for Bethlehem Catholic. Getting to run your middles on the first ball means you got the good first pass off the serve from Freedom, setting your offense up.
Jody Hewitt, returning starter for the Golden Hawks with the serve. On the outside, that's Roman, and can't quite hold on to that one. That was Olivia Harris.
Yeah, again, another good start from Freedom. Best response to a starting kill from the opposing team is to get one of your own.
Grace Hersick on the serve. Mackenzie Ruggiero with the block, though, is Elena Roman.
That's going to be a big matchup all night, watching Ruggiero swing in the opposite and Elena block on the outside. It's a good matchup on both sides. That's what the coaches want to see. But, Elena got the advantage on that one.
And boy, do they know each other well. Elena Roman, Sam Simmers, Elizabeth Barnes, and Mackenzie Ruggiero for the Golden Hawks all play together in club. So they may know each other's styles, but Mackenzie has just been a force at the net for the Golden Hawks. Big factor in their state championship victory last season, for 2019 rather. Or 2020, I'm losing a year because of 2020 here.
Great float serve served up there by Freedom. Just seemed to turn away from the serve receiver and kind of caught that back corner.
Grace Hersick. Finds Olivia Harris. We'll send this one over and go to the outside for Roman, who sends it out of bounds. They stop a 4-point run.
It was a similar swing to Elena's first one. Just that one she happened to hit a little bit too flat and just kind of landed out of bounds a little bit.
Babylonia on the serve. Finding Barnes. Hersick sends it over. Babylonia to set up for Mackenzie Ruggiero, and that one, the lucky bump there. Ruggiero, the light tap, and Freedom almost handled it, but not quite. That's out of bounds.
Having a lefty on the opposite, which is where Ruggiero is hitting, is a huge advantage for her just in general. That's a natural spot for a lefty. And the fact she can move the ball around and find open spaces is going to be a big advantage for the Golden Hawks.
Babylonia finds Barnes in center. Point goes to Freedom. It's 5-3.
Becca had the block they wanted. They just didn't move a little bit closer to the antenna. They gave Elena a little bit too much space on that outside, and she snuck it just past the blocker's hands.
Sam Simmers gets the ace on that play.
Yeah, Bethlehem Catholic, I think serve receive wise, they're a little uptight. They're kind of hoping balls are out of bounds. You can see they're pretty far on the court, and that ball landed on by a decent amount, but they'll make an adjustment here, I think, in a minute.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with these teams' abilities to make adjustments on the fly. And that one will ricochet out of bounds. Point Bethlehem Catholic, 6-4, Freedom.
Yeah, Freedom had actually got the middle blocker, just happened to catch the net there. She went to press across the net, try to get that ball, and just happened to press her hands right into the net.
Mackenzie Ruggiero will be on the serve. She has 18 aces this season so far. Barnes. Back to Hersick. Ruggiero. And that will come up with a block by Amazia Fraley.
You can see whether Ruggiero's in the front row, back row, it doesn't matter. They're going to feed her the ball, see what she can do offensively, and mix the rest of the players in. But that's clearly Bethlehem Catholic's focus.
Wow, what an ace from Elena Roman. Trickles over the net and falls to the hard court.
Yeah, that's Freedom's third ace. That one's a little unfortunate from the Becca side, but that's 3 aces out of 8 points so far.
They've been stellar on the serve all season long. Continues. Barnes on the outside. It'll just escape Hewitt.
I think we talk about it every match. That back corner, if you can hit that consistently no matter how your approach is or where the set is, that will score a lot of points. You can see Bethlehem Catholic didn't have any defenders back in that corner.
They did not. Elena Roman on the serve finds Hewitt. And they'll get the kill. Stop a little bit of a freedom run here.
That's a really high swing by the middle there. Even if you get your block in front of that ball is contacted so high, it's really hard to get your hands up that high and match her up.
That was Kyla Rodriguez with the kill. Elizabeth Barnes on the outside. What a block by Rodriguez. No time to even get in front of that one.
Yeah, back to back, whether it be an offensive perspective, defensive perspective. She's scoring points early. That's what they really need after those few aces they let up.
They'll need to get their way back into this set, down 9-6. Barnes tips it over, and Hewitt able to keep it alive. Ruggiero. Persig up front to find Amazia Fraley with the kill.
It's really impressive so far already how many middles have been run from both sides, whether it be Freedom or Becca. That means the passes are where they need to be. The setters are making the decision to go at that middle and make the other middles work defensively.
And Becca has had 2 as a service error there for Freedom. Becca has had 2 5-set matches this season, 1 to Freedom and 1 to Emmaus. Both they lost. Now, Coach Brown told us they were flying high in that Emmaus game. They won the first 2 sets, and then she said they just kind of fell apart in the latter half. Hoping that doesn't happen to them tonight, as we got a huge block by Babylonia.
Bethlehem Catholic's block so far has really established themselves as being a force, and it's going to weigh on the minds of the Freedom hitters. They're going to start to think about where the blockers are. Even if there's just a single block up there, they're starting to really take away a lot of court.
Kyla Rodriguez on that serve. Barnes on the outside. That'll find a tip and tip its way all the way to the wall.
Yeah, again, no matter how high the blocks are, the hands are still there to get hit. So as a hitter, you'll take a kill all day if it ricochets off the fingertips or the fat part of their arms or wherever. They'll take a point however they can get it.
Absolutely. Freedom. Hewitt. A little bit of confusion there, but Ruggiero got it over. Barnes will be on the outside, and she'll get the kill in that back corner.
Again, that time earlier we saw a shot go to that back corner by Barnes, just kind of a placement shot. That time that was with a powerful swing, intentionally going to that corner with some pace. Happened to hit the block, but still, same result.
Sam Mikulski in the serve. Hewitt finds Hardwood, and it's back to Becca, 12-9.
That was a really high-level swing. You can see the way she snaps on the ball. She brings it just down the court in front of the defenders, but that's a high-level swing on the outside there.
Alice Frank with that serve. We'll find Barnes on the outside. Hewitt. And it's a little too much strength on that. That goes out. Point Freedom.
Yeah, people sometimes wonder how a hitter can go from hitting the ball so high and so aggressively and knocking it to the court to not having the same result when you're on the ground. It's just a different swing. You're not in the air. It's different balance. It's a lot of different variables going in.
Babylonia, but Persig had a huge block there. They're able to keep it in, and Elena Roman gets this one to fall, trickled off the block.
Yeah, found just enough space between the blocker's hands to slow it down so no defender could come get it, but again, we were saying earlier, hitters will take the kills however they can get them.
Barnes. The outside is Ruggiero. She'll tap that one over. Roman cannot get there in time. 14-10.
You can see Coach Roman's her response to that tip. You could see the tip coming really early. Her hand was open. She didn't have it behind her head like she was going to take a swing on it, and the defense just still happened to be back on their heels.
Way too much juice on that swing. A little bit of a back and forth action here at Bethlehem Catholic High School. Barnes. Roman on the outside, might find the middle, but Becca able to keep it in play. Hersick, block from Becca. And Roman will send it over from the middle, but that will go outside.
That's Elena's second hitting error. It's almost the exact same spot. So I'll be curious to see if she tries to change up her swing at all.
What a way to keep that one in play for the Golden Hawks. That's the kind of defense they're going to need if they want to be successful in this match. Babylonia trying to find that middle ground. Roman, what a block. Mackenzie Ruggiero and Babylonia on the double block.
Yeah, with Babylonia and Ruggiero next to each other, that's probably one of the bigger blocks that Freedom's going to see. Not just tonight, but all year, I believe. So, she's got to just keep battling against that block and try to just bang it off the arms if she can.
Yeah, what a wall to have to get through as this one goes errantly to the ceiling and down. And we're tied at 14 apiece. Becca recovering some ground here. Hersick. That one errantly to the back and out of the gym.
Another attack out of the middle. Again, that's a swing to the back corner, though. I mean, the defender that's playing that ball is only a few feet in from the baseline. It's catching her a little bit high on her body, too. So I'd be curious if she, sees next time if she can just take a step out of the way, and that ball may land out of bounds.
Grace Hersick on the serve finds Hewitt and bring this one back. We'll see if they, nope, unable to get that one back over.
Yeah, those are tough plays. The setter made a great play with one hand to try to just set the ball up in the air, and the hitter wasn't ready. The defensive players hadn't recognized that it was maybe a broken play and just had it fall on their side.
Hersick to Hewitt. Ruggiero will send this one way out. 3-point lead now for the Patriots.
Yeah, I think most, if not all, of Bethlehem Catholic's hitting errors so far have all been deep. They're not taking their full approach. They're not hitting the ball at the top point of their jump, and I'd like to see them just continue to jump high and contact it hard like they were earlier on.
Hersick. Vanessa Amrick on the receive. Babylonian will send it over. Barnes bumps for Roman. That'll go into the net.
Yeah, it looked like Elena may have lost that ball, whether it be in the ceiling, in the lights, or something was just off. She happened to just miss swing on that one just a little bit and knock it pretty low in the net.
Babylonia finds Barnes. Roman. Nearly open ground. See if Freedom can keep it in play. They do. Roman sends it back to the same spot. Ruggiero. Block. Try again. Freedom on the ground, keeping that one in play. Babylonia sending it back for Ruggiero. Simmers to Roman, and Ruggiero finishes it off with a block.
That entire play was Bethlehem Catholic kind of scrambling for the point, because all three of the attacks that were previous to this one, Becca's setter played that ball and had to, wasn't able to set the ball in the second contact. So Bethlehem Catholic was just scrambling and leaned on their defense and blocked to earn that one.
Babylonia. That goes back over. Ruggiero with the light tap. She's gotten away with that a couple of times. Tying this up at 17.
Yeah, I think she's noticing the defense is a little bit deeper. They're anticipating that hard, aggressive swing that she can bring, and just right over the block and finds it.
Great awareness by Ruggiero to be able to see that and adjust her swing accordingly. Running through the center to keep that alive. Roman, that'll tip off the block, send it underneath the net.
Yeah, it looks like Freedom serve receive. I don't think their feet are underneath them entirely. They're passing a lot of balls moving backwards, which if you touch the ball or contact the ball as you're moving backwards, the pass will go that way as well. It won't go forward to the net like you want.
Wow. What a swing from Kyla Rodriguez. She came into this match with 46 kills on this season.
It almost looked like she could see that spot was open. She kind of turned her body and torqued her entire arm, swing, and shoulder to that corner for the kill.
Simmers to Roman, sides there, and they'll be blocked out of bounds. Freedom has brought their hype squad that we so fondly remember from the Parkland match. I don't know if you remember Santa Claus. He's returned, not dressed as Santa this time. Becca will tie it up at 19. Becca's got their own hype squad. They brought their band into the gym. Barnes on the outside, but that was tipped, and that point will go to Freedom.
Yeah, it definitely was tipped. Luckily for Freedom, the one official on their side of the court saw that block. He actually had the best angle. Look, went out high. You could see the ball ricocheted and kind of changed direction just slightly, but it was enough.
Good on the officials, able to recognize that. Serve is short. We're tied up again at 20.
I believe that's her second missed serve. They've only missed, I think, 3 this entire set. But I'm anxious to see which coach decides they want to slow this match down first. You know, I feel like this thing has been like a sprint so far. We're at 20-20 already.
It has. It's been one of the fastest sets I've seen this season so far. Barnes and Roman on that. Barnes will lightly tap it over. Hewitt's there to pick it up, and Babylonia will send it over. Roman to the outside for Barnes. Hewitt. Oh, it's outside. Freedom takes the lead.
It looked like Jody's approach was a little bit inside the court, not as far out to the antenna as she normally would be. And I think the set may have been thinking she was going to be a little farther outside. So she kind of hit that ball on the left side of her body, which won't come down too quickly.
Hewitt finds a wide open spot on the court.
There's that swing again. If you just watch how high she hits the ball and snaps it around the block. I was saying that's a very high level swing. And she's only a junior, so she's got more room to grow.
She's a fantastic player. Remember her during the state championship. She hustled for the last few points for the win. That earned them their second state title in school history, the first coming in 2014. Barnes, but Ruggiero was there for the block. She'll try again. Kenzie up front, and Freedom unable to handle it. They'll get the point.
Yeah, Ruggiero into the middle there, saw a double block, knows there's a lot of space somewhere, and it's right in the front of the court to the left side there, and she just tips right over and finds it. And she has more control over it than a swing, and she's going to find the court more often than not.
Hey, we have our first timeout of the match. I think this is the latest I've seen a first timeout come. As you said, this has kind of been a sprint here. We're already at 22-21 in favor of the Golden Hawks, so this has been a pretty quick match. Lively crowd here. Scott Trumbauer, Gwen Begley joining you, and Scott and I were saying as we were doing the open, this might be the loudest gym we have ever been in. I'm sorry if I'm screaming, but it's honestly because I cannot hear myself speak.
Yeah, whether it be the music from the speakers and warm-ups to the band to the student sections yelling at each other, it's a great environment for these kids to play in. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that when you play in high school or you move on from high school, you remember these matches. So it's great environment to see the girls perform in. And
it can help so greatly with the momentum, and it helps you in the postseason too. It helps you prepare, because when you get to that state championship match or even in the playoffs, you're not even going to be able to hear each other communicate on the court. So you have to be used to that kind of noise pollution in the gym. Almost didn't get that one. Roman got there in time. That'll go to Bethlehem Catholic.
That ref called a lift on the setter. It looked like it was a pretty close call. His judgment is that she kind of took it from below her head and kind of threw it backwards. It's a judgment call, and it's his call to make.
Alice Frank with a service error, and Freedom inching closer towards the end of the set here, 23-22. Barnes. Kenzie on the outside, saw her waiting for that one. Roman able to ricochet this one back to the wall, and we're tied at 23.
But here's our second timeout.
Second timeout.
But on that last swing, Elena was off the net, lower than she normally would be, but contacted the ball with enough pace that the defenders couldn't kind of rotate around the block and get to where they wanted to be to get a good touch.
Now, both of these coaches have said about their opposition that Coach Roman has said there's something about Bethlehem Catholic that just really makes us work, and on the opposite end, Coach Brown saying the exact same thing. I don't know what it is about Freedom, but every single time we play them, it is a battle to the very end.
It helps having both rosters full of very, very talented players. So, they know each other from club, they know each other from previous matches in the season, but, when it comes down here, it's like everybody's scratching and crawling for every single point. And the difference in these matches is going to be 1 or 2 errors here or there. So we'll see who makes them here, because it's at this point some team's going to have to bend and break.
Barnes, Ruggiero on the outside, Roman to receive, and Hersick will look to slam it down, and she finds it just inside the backcourt.
Yeah, Bethlehem Catholic's in an interesting rotation. Ruggiero, the lefty, is passing out a serve receive on the outside where she normally does not swing. So it's not her natural position to make this first attack if they want to give her the ball.
Match point for Freedom. We'll see if they can get it done. Babylonia on the attempted kill. Roman will send it over and almost falls off the block, but Babylonia able to get it over and down.
That's a great aggressive play. She could have easily passed that ball and tried to go for the third contact and set Ruggiero in the opposite, but she took it upon herself to direct that ball. She went with 2 hands, so she can control that thing a lot better than some people can when they swing. So she chose to go with 2 hands and ricochet off 2 defenders.
24-24. We need 2 consecutive points to win this set. Ruggiero. Oh my gosh! What a dig by Elizabeth Barnes! Wow. Punch over by Ruggiero. Roman on the outside. Ruggiero will try again, and Barnes dives to keep that one in play. An incredible rally. Ruggiero with the error, and that point will go to the Patriots.
That was mind-blowing right there. I mean, the ability for Freedom to sit in and take Ruggiero's swing with all the pace that she put on it and control it, and also keep the ball out of the ceiling when they played it back over the net. I mean, we have low-hanging speakers here. There's ventilation. There's a wall divider. They missed that everything in the roof and put it in play and earn that point.
What an incredible effort as we take a look back at all the glory that was. First started right there. Barnes almost in a split to keep that one alive, and Ruggiero tried multiple times to find the hardwood, but eventually this ball right here would... there was another dig there by Barnes. I forgot she had one more flying Hail Mary to the ground. It's an unfortunate swing on that one. Now match point for Freedom. Crowd is getting rowdy. Hersick on the serve. On the outside, that's Vanessa Amrick, and it'll go back to the Golden Hawks. Now at 25, we're back to square one here with 2.
That's an interesting lineup where Bethlehem Catholic has 2 lefties, one on the outside and one on the opposite. And obviously focuses on Ruggiero because everything that she can do. They decided that time to push to the outside, and it paid off.
Babylonia with the serve. Finds Barnes. Goes to Roman on the outside with the block. Ruggiero, and Roman almost had the upper. She did have the upper hand. That ricocheted from the ceiling. Yeah, again, they have the upper hand. Yeah,
that's one thing with Bethlehem Catholic. They know this gymnasium, and sometimes, no matter how well you know a gymnasium, sometimes the ball just happens to still find the ceiling and impacts you negatively. Usually that happens to the opposing team, but that time the home team was unfortunately the benefactor of the point that went out of bounds.
Sam Simmers on the serve. Wow! Kylo Rodriguez able to keep the Golden Hawks alive, 26 apiece.
Another great swing of the back corner. I mean, you can't do that enough. It's going to score points, and if it doesn't score the point, it puts the team in a difficult situation. And, unless they get an amazing pass out of it, but puts them in a difficult situation then to run an offense off of a pass from so far deep.
Let's see how long we can go in this set, eh? Roman with the tip over, and Freedom in the driver's seat again. Roman on the serve, finds Hewitt getting low. Barnes on the outside should try to get to that one in time. They are on, and wow, they get it over. It trickles on an angle. Barnes, great blocking by Bethlehem Catholic, and Barnes will try again. Ruggiero from the back. Roman to Barnes. Able to keep this one alive. Just another incredible rally between these two teams. Vanessa Amrick and Barnes sending it way out. Here we go again. What a set.
This is an absolutely amazing first set of this match.
Barnes, Roman, Hewitt on the outside, finds Simmers, and Barnes will try again. She'll go just inside the backcourt. We've seen that from her before.
I'll say from the Freedom side, it's going to go unnoticed by most people in the gymnasium, but the front row's block slowed down that swing on the outside by Jody Hewitt just enough for them to get a dig. She's been putting the ball away consistently with so much pace to different angles. Her swing got touched just enough to slow down to let Freedom have an opportunity to earn that point.
Taylor Pavolko with the serve, finds Ruggiero, and Hewitt will that was Alice Frank sending it over, and 28-28.
Yeah, one of those weird plays where the ball's kind of coming to your body a little bit quick. Elena comes to her body a little fast, and she kind of scoops it with both hands, and it's stuck in her one hand a little bit too long.
Kyla Rodriguez there. Barnes will go all the way out there. Babylonia. Neither team wants to let anything slip at this point. No errors for each team, but that's exactly what happens for Bethlehem Catholic.
Yeah, as matches go on, the ball sometimes gets slippery from people's arms passing it in the rally and don't have time to kind of clean it off. And many times the setters are the ones that get impacted, and they're the ones that get the errors on the scores on the stat sheet. But that's just a sign of these teams are working hard. There's a lot of contacts with no breaks.
Yeah, I feel like they should probably clean the ball off after these couple of rallies here. Hewitt will send it over deep. Simmers to Hersigan! That's the set. 30-28, the final in set number 1. What a way to kick off this match. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Live here on the Service Electric Network.
I've been an electrician for over 30 years, and in my career, I've seen a lot of downright dangerous work. Lights installed improperly, outlets not wired correctly, and illegally installed breakers, all extremely dangerous. With something as important as your family and as dangerous as electric, it's important that you always use a properly licensed electrician. For peace of mind and above all else safety, think service, think quality, think safety, think Chef Miski Electric.
Overhead Door, a garage door company that has been with your family from the beginning, through all the ups and downs of life. From the small repairs to making your vision a reality. Overhead Door, your trusted garage door expert since 1921. Be sure you're getting the genuine, the original overhead door service.
As high school girls volleyball goes, this is as electric as it can get. The first set going 30-28 in favor of the Freedom Patriots. They lead the match 1-0, and there weren't a lot of errors in that first set, but man, were there a lot of strong swings from the Patriots, and that was a lot on the hands of Elena Roman on the outside. Elizabeth Barnes got it done too.
Yeah, you put the two of them together, they're going to score points. One of them's in the front row at all times, and there's always an option for the Freedom's offense to go after and see if they can score points, and they took advantage of it and earned that first set win.
That first set seemingly par for the course of what these two teams are able to bring. We mentioned they went 5 their very first game, and it's looking like it's going to go that way now. It was Grace Hersick with the final kill there to end an everlasting set. What I really like to see is there's two really spirited student sections here for both Freedom and Bethlehem Catholic, and that's one of the most amazing things for me to see, is that the students come out and support their fellow student athletes and cheer the girls on. And I think what some probably come to realize is volleyball is a lot more exciting than you may think.
Yeah, girls volleyball is just nonstop long rallies, loud gymnasiums in general. It's so exciting to watch, and to your point, people don't really realize it until they get the chance to come out and see it.
We took a look at our stats there. Freedom leading in most categories. And I do want to mention tonight is Dig Pink Night. It is October, which means it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We're thinking of all of those affected by the terrible disease that is breast cancer. And as you can see, there's signs all over the gym. A lot of people sporting pink. As we get underway here in set number 2, Babylonia sending it way out into space, and that first point will go to Freedom.
So again, though, they're starting to set off early, going to their middles, trying to get their points early to be able to give them options across the net. Because if you can set the middle, you have options on the outside and the opposite as well. So
Grace Hersick on the serve. Mackenzie Ruggiero on the outside. Roman able to keep that one in check. She'll try again. Find the backcourt that ricochets to the wall.
Yeah, Becca got a little lucky there. Like I said, they were in the serve receive rotation where Ruggiero is on the outside and Hewitt's on the opposite. That's not their normal hitting position. They want to switch there as soon as they have an opportunity to. Unfortunately for Becca, they tried to switch mid-play. Hewitt kind of got stuck in the middle of the court, but Ruggiero on the outside was still able to put the ball away.
Service error on Hewitt. Now, we haven't seen a ton of those. I think there were only a few between both teams in the first set. Hewitt on the receive, and Ruggiero will be on the outside to find her Simmers. She'll send it back. Babylonia with the punch. Barnes to Roman, who finds the backcourt and down.
Yeah, another example, Lena just happened to be outside the blocker, farther, closer to the antenna than the Becca block was anticipating, and was able to sneak it around there, because really they're not giving her much of a line shot there, but she, with the ball being so far outside, she still can swing sort of an angle around that block.
Ruggiero, what a block, but that was ricocheted out of play.
Yeah, that's the swing I think she would really want to focus on as best she can. You can see the block hands are there and get pushed back because of how much pace she's putting on the ball.
Babylonia, the serve, that's low. Hewitt. Ruggiero calling for that one. Simmers, the outside for Roman, and that'll be out of bounds. We're tied up at 3 apiece.
Yeah, I think she was on that one. She was a little bit under the ball, didn't really get a good snap on the ball, and it sailed on her a little bit. But She just wants to stay behind the ball and keep it in front of her body.
An error on Freedom that goes to Becca.
Yeah, that's a reaction play. That's a tough one because she's not anticipating the ball to come to her face that quickly, kind of tried to get her hands on it, and the up ref said that she kind of slapped at it a little bit too much.
Simmers to Roman. What a block from Kyla Rodriguez.
Yeah, she wasn't, again, you could see she was off the net a good distance and just unable to get it high enough and around the block to keep it in play.
Oh, that one just fell dead right in her hands for an ace for Babylonia.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier, and you can see it there too, where the serve receivers are moving backwards as the serve is coming to them, which is going to cause the pass to kind of follow them if it hits them. So they need to try to get behind the ball a little sooner and get their feet established on the ground.
Freedom struggling with Babylonia's serve right now. That one's just inside Rodriguez. Take another look.
Yeah, ricocheted off the block, I believe, too. Yeah, the middle blocker's left hand touched it, but good timeout here by Coach Roman. Let's slow this Bethlehem Catholic run down a little bit early in the set.
And Freedom up. Bethlehem Catholic up 7-3. We haven't seen a lead like this since early in set number 1. Which, if you saw, went 30-28. If you're just joining us, my name is Gwen Begley, joined by Scott Trumbauer. Very happy to bring you live coverage of high school girls volleyball this season. So far, so good, Scott. We've seen some incredible matches. I think this one might reign supreme in my book as far as competition.
Yeah, it's early in the match, but the level of play across the net on a consistent basis. It's not one team making 6 or 7 points, the other team, not playing well. Both teams are playing well the entire time. Errors are going to happen. You will give points away, but neither of them is giving them away in chunks, which is huge early on. Now, of course, Freedom here has given away a few more from the serve receive that they had, but they're looking to hopefully break that here out of the timeout.
Yeah, Babylonia has been doing pretty well on the serve, but a quick toss over from Amazia Fraley stops the Becca run.
Yeah, we always tell middle hitters you don't want to hit straight ahead, except when it works. So there you could see the blocker was just off to the side of her. If she would have gone on an angle swing, she probably would have gotten blocked. But there she stayed straight and found the middle of the court.
It was a 6-point run for Bethlehem Catholic that Freedom just ended. Barnes with the punch, and she'll come up with the block. They make their way back.
Yeah, Hewitt probably wants that pass back. She was there in time, had the location, or had the platform ready, and just maybe pushed it a little bit too far with one extra step.
That one goes outside, and Freedom on a 3-point run of their own.
Yeah, again, I was mentioning too, a lefty on the outside. That's a tough set to hit because the ball has to travel all the way out to her left arm, which is farther out in the court than a right-handed hitter.
Great serve from Elena Roman, and she'll benefit from it with the ace to tie this one up at 7 apiece.
Yeah, you can look back. That timeout by Coach Roman was perfectly timed. It was 7-4. They were not or 7-3, not in a good place, and here they are tied at 7 now.
Ruggiero on the outside. No stopping that one. That's the swing I know and love from her.
Yeah, she definitely wants to stick with that. I know it's a lot of times, unless you see it specifically that a tip or a roll is going to work, that shot is going to work. The lefty, she's got an advantage because she's a lefty, and it just comes off the hand differently than right-handed hitters. Her height. And that doesn't hurt either. If you can go back there and serve aces, too.
Following that up with an ace, just... Yeah. Good combination for Mackenzie Ruggiero. Freedom struggling on the serve receive in this second set, but they'll make up for it in kills.
Yeah, they're really having success out of that middle. Fraley is, again, swinging straight ahead for the most part, and that wasn't a natural, normal swing. but it's finding the court, it's getting around the block, and really that's all that Coach Roman and the Freedom team really wants.
Simmers to Barnes, and that'll drop off the deflection on the block.
Yeah, Becca getting a good established double block again. Just sometimes it just ricochets off the hands, and that time again it slowed it down just enough for the defense to have no play on it.
Roman sending it back for Hersick. Harris to find Barnes. You could hear that one from a mile away. They keep it in play. Simmers to Roman, and Barnes looking to cap that off, but Amrick is there. Freedom unable to keep that one alive as there is a scramble.
Yeah, I was watching that entire rally. I don't think a ball traveled more than 18 feet off the net. It was all inside the 10-foot line, sometimes because it hit the block, but there's very few points that are being pushed to that deep part of the court where a lot of those points are being scored, which, these long rallies are an indication that the defenses are playing short and picking all these balls up.
Vanessa Amrick on the serve. Finds Roman, and Simmers will set up for Grace Hersick, who was quick to swing on that one.
Yeah, and that ball, great touch by the defense, but that ball is not touched. That ball's in the back left corner. No one's anywhere near it. It's going to score points. And I think both teams have scored points back there, so they both know it's just a matter of making sure that they are thinking that way offensively.
Sam Mikulski for the Patriots, tied at 10 apiece here in the second set. A little too much juice on that one. Rodriguez, low receive. That's an ace for Rodriguez.
Yeah, that ball came off her hand really flat. Again, like a knuckleball, but as soon as it crossed over the net, you could see it kind of dip down slowly and dropped right in front of the serve receiver before she could recognize it.
Simmers to Hersick, who succeeds again.
I don't know what her exact statistics are, but she's hitting close to 100% at this point because she's just finding the court, especially in this set. That's at least her third kill out of 3 swings.
Babylonia. We gotta have a tip on that and find the hardwood. So I believe that was tipped.
Yep, off the defender in the back row. It hit off her arm and out of bounds.
13-11 lead for the Golden Hawks in the second set. They're down by 1. Roman, what a block by Ruggiero. Babylonia up front.
And it's that big double block we were talking about earlier. That's 2 or 4 huge hands getting across the net, not giving you a lot of space to get in there.
I find it pretty funny that Babylonia is significantly shorter than Ruggiero, but got way higher on that block. Roman, Hewitt, what a dive. Roman will try again. That one goes out, and Becca is building another lead midway through this second set.
Yeah, that was a repeat of 2 of Elena's earlier hitting errors where she maybe recognized the block was bigger than she wanted to tackle and tried to put it to the right side of that ball and just hit it a little bit too far.
Alice Frank, junior setter. Roman tips off to Harris. Frank finds Ruggiero, and the block from Hersick does not fall. Simmers to Hersick again. She'll try and find that back corner, but unsuccessful, and that one will tip out of play. Babylonia, the credit to that kill.
Yeah, both teams are clearly up for the challenge defensively. They're picking a lot of balls up. A lot of them are with one's with pace, one's short and making you move with your feet. But that's what making these long rallies so exciting for this crowd.
Babylonia having a heck of a match here for the Golden Hawks tonight. That was Frank. Hersick. She'll find success on that one, and will stop a bit of a run.
Yeah, her approach, her feet are actually opposite of what normally you see hitters doing. Her right foot was a little bit closer to the net than her left, which means that she kind of closes off her body to the setter, but she makes it work. I've seen a number of players in the past be able to pull that off, even though it's not technically the same way you hear people do it.
Hewitt! A clear, straight lane to the hardwood for the kill.
Yeah, that's her first big swing, I think, from the opposite that we've seen tonight. She's had a number of big swings from the outside, but that time you see her on the opposite. Timing's different, angle's different, and she's still able to capitalize.
Quick toss over from Sam Simmers. Finds its way through.
Both setters have attempted this kind of play tonight, and that means they're just recognizing and seeing the defenses being maybe too deep on their toe or on their heels or something.
Simmers to Roman. Sends that one cross court for Hewitt, who throws it out of bounds.
If Freedom's going to make a run, it's got to be now. I mean, they were down 7-3, came back to tie it. Now they're down 17-13. Same situation, just 10 points later.
Babylonia got lucky there on the little toss over.
Yeah, again, another great save with a one hand by the setter. A lot of setters may give up on that ball, try to set it with their forearms, put their offense in a different situation, but I like to see that she's putting her hand on it, one-handed, throwing it up, and just seeing what happens.
And she's been stellar on the serve, and here we go again. She finishes that with the ace.
Yeah, Simmers' hands, it came out of her hands, just looked like it turned towards the net a little bit and just unable to be attacked by the Freedom opposite.
Barnes sends it all the way over, but Patriots keep it alive. Kyla Rodriguez.
You could tell she thought the ball was going to come out a little bit farther, but she makes that hard turn to the setter because the set was inside and then pushes it back to the outside, kind of in a zigzag and putting the defense on their heels.
A timeout on the floor, and Freedom needs it, down 20-14. As we mentioned before, they've come back from this deficit, this kind of deficit in this set earlier. And we'll see if this timeout can turn it around this time. Although it's a little late in the set.
It is, but as we've seen in many volleyball matches, that anything can happen. I've seen teams get to 24 and completely stop playing and drop sets. So 2014 is a large deficit against an extremely good team. So, if you're looking to come back here, you need to put a lot of points together, put the other team in situations that cause them to have errors, or, just piece it together and just hope that they don't get any runs when they get the serve.
So Becca's got the band, they've got their cheerleaders, they've got the entire Brown family in attendance. If you are around volleyball in this area, you know the Brown family is very large and very supportive. Ruggiero with the smackdown. 21-14, Becca.
Again, I'm going to bet that's exactly what Coach Brown wants her to do. She is so effective on that hard swing. Even if a block touches it, it's going to shoot up in the air somewhere and make someone they're going to play, or shoot way out of bounds like that one did.
Coach Brown knows a thing or two about these situations. She has 2 state championships under her belt, one as an assistant coach and most recently one as a head coach here at Bethlehem Catholic, as they're up 22-14. Babylonia. Bump for Ruggiero, who'll try for that same outside spot, and the block falls.
Again, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but here she is again, swinging aggressive. Watch with the blocker's arms. It hits the arms and shoots backwards. I mean, it keeps the blocker from crossing the net and keeping the ball on the Becca side. That's going to score a lot of points. Freedom's just got to get their block up a little earlier and press a little harder.
Yeah, Becca with the largest lead of either team this evening. Hewitt up front to Ruggiero, comes through, and wow! A bullet to the ground.
That is a sign of a very well orchestrated and coordinated offense. So the setters, everybody has to be on page here. The middles are running the opposite. The opposite's coming around to the middle. The setter has to know who's where and who should get the ball. And the blockers, again, it's tough to follow those people around, especially trying to communicate in a gymnasium like this.
Yeah, that was a well-choreographed dance almost. As it's match point for Bethlehem Catholic here in the second set. Looking to get one back from the Patriots, who lead 1-0. Barnes way out back to Hewitt, and they'll wait for this one to come back. It took a while. Babylonia sends it over. Simmers will try and punch that one through. The net is touched, and Becca, that's how they end the second set, winning 25-14. Amazing comeback effort by the Golden Hawks. Don't go anywhere. This is all tied up at 1 apiece, live here on the Service Electric Network.
At St. Luke's Orthopedic Care, you can trust us with your hands, feet, shoulders, hips, and knees. Because healthy bones and joints mean you can do more. You can trust us to recommend the right approach to care, including joint-sparing treatments and therapies. And when surgery is the only choice, we offer options to help you heal faster, including technology-assisted joint replacements and muscle-sparing hip surgery. St. Luke's, the orthopedic care you trust, now more than ever.
While you're waiting for your TV show to come back on, I ask you to remember Rentschler Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram for your next car or truck. Since 1973, we've sold a lot of cars, but COVID has leveled the playing field. We've increased our sales in a challenging year because our buying process has always been transparent. We're the last true mom and pop dealership, and I'm proud of that. So when you're ready to buy, come see us, and we'll treat you right. Or visit us online at RentschlerCars.com.
We welcome you back to Bethlehem Catholic High School. We've got a thriller of these two Christmas City teams between the Freedom Patriots and the Bethlehem Catholic Golden Hawks. Now set one went in favor of Freedom 30-28, night and day from set one to set two. Bethlehem Catholic dominant throughout this entire set, and a lot of that had to do with their outside hitters. Mainly Kyla Rodriguez and Mackenzie Ruggiero figuring out their sweet spot.
Yeah, I think from the Freedom perspective, I don't think they lost track of them or what it was, but Bethlehem Catholic stayed aggressive, kept swinging hard. They rolled a couple balls early on, but at the end of that match, or end of that set, I should say, they were swinging aggressively every time.
I do want to mention Babylonia was absolutely stellar on the serve. Ruggiero getting that final tally. As we take a look at our statistics, Freedom leading in the kill category. Aces, not too many tonight through two sets so far, but blocks have been all Bethlehem Catholic.
It's amazing. I mean, that is you can't script those kind of things. You can tell your defense and your blockers to be in certain locations, but to outblock a team by that in the first two sets is incredible.
Yeah, they're certainly doing a great job getting up high on the net and preventing what happened in the first set from Freedom. And we said it was night and day, and I was just saying to Scott, that's volleyball. You can't explain why that happens or how that happens. It just does.
It does. And sometimes you'll see some matches where the scores will be like 25-9, and the second set, the team that had 9 comes back to win. And there's no explanation a lot of times. It's just different ball bounce in different ways, mindsets, sometimes substitutions from coaches, but volleyball is an interesting sport when it comes to that.
Yeah, both teams missing some players. Both a couple injured girls, but luckily for both of these teams, they have some people who are ready to step up to the plate, and Bethlehem Catholic tosses this one to the net. First point will go to Freedom.
Yeah, the home team, again, unfortunately banging that ball around in the ceiling. In most gyms, that ball may continue to travel and get a normal attack on it, but it happened to hit the divider in the ceiling this time.
Roman finds Ruggiero, and Babylonia will come up from the middle. Oh, they're unable to handle that one from the ceiling, as you were just mentioning that.
Yep. It's a wash. So they both have been impacted now twice, or one each in the first 2 points of this set. But gymnasiums like this, they do come into play a little more often than coaches want sometimes.
It's interesting because where the state championships are held at Cumberland Valley High School, the ceilings are low there as well. And it used to be at Richland; those were high ceilings. So it's almost like they're being well prepared for the state championship.
Yeah, both teams could be there too. You never know.
Yeah, Ruggiero with the kill. And both of these teams getting recognition from the coaches poll and Max Preps. Becca ranked 11th in the 3A class, and Freedom ranked 7th in the 4A class. No wonder, because they have such great competition during the regular season. Ruggiero will get that one to ricochet. 3-1, Becca.
Yeah, those coaches polls, I mean, they're done by coaches across the state, and they get input from other coaches. But when they see a team that has like a 9-2 record, they look at who they played. And Bethlehem Catholic has played the Emmaus's, who's ranked 8th or 9th in the state, and the Freedoms, who's ranked 5th in the state.
Great block by Ruggiero.
Yeah, the timing on that was perfect. She was at her peak. Her arms were across the net. She was a solid, strong hands.
Her and Babylonia have been a brick wall at the net tonight. She'll try for the kill, but that'll fall on Becca's side, and Freedom will get their second point. Rodriguez. And Roman with the dig. Barnes will go for the punch over and fall from the middle. Back in it, 4-3.
Yeah, I think Bethlehem Catholic wants to get out of this rotation, it seems, because their option is they're outside there with the lefty on the outside, and that they haven't had much success on the outside with their lefties out there, whether it be Ruggiero or anyone.
Ruggiero. From that same spot we were talking about how she was so successful before.
Yeah, she's no reason to stop. I mean, that's what she does best. That's what she's recognized for. That's how she gets the statistics that she has. So keep feeding her and just let her swing away.
Babylonia. Freedom fighting to keep that one alive. They can't get to the net to keep it back in time. 6-3, Becca.
Yeah, Freedom's just lucky. I mean, they had two players there bang into each other, and it looked ugly for a second, but both players got up right away. No injuries, and luckily they can move on.
Yeah, that's important. No injuries, especially when the floor gets slippery. You get a little nervous. So one goes up to the ceiling again. Barnes will send that way out, and it's just enough to be inside.
The Bethlehem Catholic defense, I think, they were in a little shallow, and I always tell kids, you don't want to hope the ball's out of bounds. You want to know it's out in there. You can see their defenders are a good 6 feet away from that baseline, so they're kind of hoping that it goes out of bounds instead of knowing for a fact that was going to land out.
I do have a question, Scott. When the ball goes errantly up to the ceiling, as a defense, how do you prepare for how they're going to answer that?
You just have to communicate and just yeah, it's really complicated. So you never know what's going to happen. But from an offensive perspective, you just want to communicate the best you can, because the ball's traveling one way, now it's coming back to the person that just hit it. And you need someone else to come in there. It's just talking it through, but also defensively, you just got to stick with it. Hope it doesn't come back across, but be talking and communicating the entire time if it does.
Bethlehem Catholic laying it on thick again. Ruggiero had an ace there. Persick, what a block from Kyla Rodriguez. Barnes will try again. That one will fall just inside that right side.
That's another tough swing. There's a right-handed hitter on that right side, or that opposite side. That's a natural lefty position like Ruggiero has. But, Barnes is able to turn her body and angle it to that backside line.
Roman finds Harris. Persig, and she tried with her foot. Not quite.
It would be good if it was up, but unfortunately she was leaning a little bit the wrong direction. But
Hewitt, the toss over. They have to scramble to get back to that one. Roman, the block. But that'll go outside.
Yeah, I like the decision from Bethlehem Catholic to attempt that dump, but with Freedom's rotation as is right now, Simmers isn't a front row, so she's a front row setter, so that's not the setter digging that first ball, and they can get an attack out of it.
What a dig by Hewitt. She almost face planted there, but her athleticism kept her afloat for sure. Ruggiero, toss over. They have to scramble for that one, and that'll go to the Patriots.
Yeah, double contact called by the upper official, Dale Neppa. She was running backwards. Her feet may have been a little bit off. No one on the Becca side argued. The setter immediately wiped her feet on the ground, tried to clean her shoes off, so she definitely saw that she double contacted that.
Great block by Hersik on an attempted kill from Ruggiero. I imagine tough to block. And keeping it alive.
Net violation. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that was a great defensive effort by Elizabeth Barnes, but
yeah, on the follow through, I think after she blocked it, I think her opposite hand may have hit the net.
That one can't quite get over, and Freedom's back in the set. 10-8 lead. Just like that.
It truly is back and forth.
It really is.
Each team is capable of making these runs at any given moment.
What a good response from Amrick, and that'll end up in the Golden Hawks' favor. Amrick on the serve, down by 1 to the Pates. Simmers, the Roman, block falls back. Hewitt on the outside, so send it out, and Freedom will get that point back.
Looked like that ball may have just been a little bit too high on top of her. That big snap that she's been having on a couple of those outside swings, I think it's a lot more difficult to do that when the ball is directly on top of you as opposed to a little bit in front of you.
Barnes having an incredible defensive effort tonight. Hewitt able to keep this one in, and Ruggiero will go from the back and just misses that for a Becca point.
Yeah, look, a little confusion on the Freedom side. Ball's a little bit higher, I think, than they were anticipating. Didn't know if she should play it, if the person in the middle back was going to play it. Becca or Freedom's wearing masks tonight, so that could be impacting their communication a little bit, but and allowed Jim too.
Yeah, it's definitely allowed Jim, to say the least. Hewitt tossing that one over. Hersik. Quick punch, and she runs back. Babylonia will find just open court in the center. We're tied up again, 11-11.
Yeah, Hersik was in the middle back, came all the way to the net to push that ball over. She played it short, so Becca was able to come back with a little bit of a quicker attack than if she would have put it deeper, but again, it's whatever scores points at this point.
Hewitt on the outside punches that one over to find Hersik. Roman, see if they can get there in time. They do, but touches the net.
Yeah, I don't know if she slipped or something. She just happened to her shoulder rammed into the net. And it's an easy call for a down ref.
Harris, Hewitt, Giro. Roman finding the back near corner.
Yeah, Freedom needs her to, I think, start to get kills a little bit more consistently. Becca's been doing a great job establishing the block in front of her, but also digging her swings, no matter how hard she's been swinging to the corners and to the sidelines. But I think Freedom would really like to see her start to get a lot more kills in a row.
Wow, Harris almost fell dead in her hands at first, but redeemed herself. Eventually, it'll fall in Freedom's favor. They're up 14-11.
And right on cue, she gets a kill on the next contact. So, again, Freedom, they rely on her when she's in the front row and Barnes is in the back. So she's going to start chipping away a little more here.
And that's an ace for the Patriots. Sam Simmers will call a timeout. 15-11 Patriots. How the tables have turned in this third set. This has been a roller coaster of a ride this entire match.
Yeah, and I'm sure, the coaches wish they had an answer on how to fix certain things, but sometimes you can't explain it. It's just the ball bounces a certain way, or the momentum is on one side more than the other side for one reason or another, and that's why these matches go back and forth like this.
Now I want to talk about strength in schedule. These two teams pretty even-keeled in that category. Becca's toughest match, at least in the eyes of Coach Kelly Brown, was this Freedom match, the very first of the season. Nazareth was a pretty tough one as well. They dropped a set against the Blue Eagles. And as for Freedom, they've had it pretty tough too. Starting with Becca, they lost a set to Nazareth. They lost to Parkland, but they did take a set from Parkland, which was Parkland's only set loss of the entire season thus far. And unfortunately for both teams, it doesn't get any easier as they go into the final stretch of the 2021 regular season. Hersick able to keep that in the backcourt, and Roman will send it back over and out of bounds.
So Freedom built a little bit of a lead there, and I always say guys, if you have errors like that, that's okay. We built a lead. We had a little bit of a cushion. You're okay to give one or two of those away, but you just got to make sure you don't give 3, 4 in a row.
Not too many. Simmers, Roman. Hewitt finds the face of Elizabeth Barnes.
Yeah, if Barnes is running backwards, if that doesn't hit her in the face or in the chin or wherever that was, it definitely is going to still land in the back corner. So she made the best play she could. Just got to try to maybe get her feet set, use her hands with above her head if possible. Something other than the face.
Something other than the face. Yeah, you don't want to hit your face. Barnes tries to send it over for Roman, who completes that play. And the block will fall down. That's Babylonia.
So that was another one of those well-choreographed runs by Bethlehem Catholic. You see the middle came to the outside, and Ruggiero came to the middle. This time, instead of sitting Ruggiero in the middle, they decided to go on the backside to Babylonia, and she was able to have the same result as Ruggiero had earlier.
Alice Frank sends it way out back. (16-14) Freedom. Lena Roman will take the serve. Ruggiero! I don't know what it is about her, but the second she leaves the ground, you can tell where that ball is going to go and how fast it's going to go, and you know it's hitting the hard court.
Yeah, and she seems to find the middle of the blocks every time. Whether the blockers aren't together with their hands, there's a gap. She's finding it, it seems like, every time. And the Freedom's blockers just got to maybe get a little bit quicker and make sure we get shoulder to shoulder and close that up.
Sharp shooter, that Mackenzie Ruggiero, in her senior season here at Bethlehem Catholic, and she'll get yet another kill falling off the block. The tightest one up at 16 apiece.
It's another one where the blocker's hands might not have been pressed all the way over. You get shoved backwards, which naturally means the ball's going to fall on the Freedom side.
Hewitt, short serve. Barnes. What a block by Mackenzie Ruggiero.
I'm not sure what you can do as a hitter outside of just trying to go off of one of the hands because she's hitting both hands of one of them. I mean, so it's a solid block. You're in the middle of a body. You're not going to be able to go through that person.
All right, Amazia Fraley gets one back for Freedom. They let Becca go on a little bit of a run there.
It's a race to 8 at this point, so, 17 points at this point. It's been back and forth. Each team has made a little bit of a run, but here we go with, one team just needing to outscore the other by at least 2.
That'll be Babylonia with the kill to take the lead. That is their first lead since it was 8-7 earlier in this set.
Again, 10 points later. It's the same. They're having like a mirror set so far in that sense.
Sorry, excuse me. They were leading 17-16, but it went away pretty quickly, as did this one. So evenly matched, these two teams. They see each other twice a year, sometimes in the EPC playoffs. Of course, we didn't have that last season. There was no EPC champion, although Becca won their division. They'll get a point back and take the lead 19-18.
Just the timing was perfect. Their hands were just starting to come forward. They weren't behind the net, and just enough to ricochet it over the blocker, or the Freedom defense's head.
Low dig for Elizabeth Barnes. Hersick will send it over. Quick toss. Barnes finding success on the outside. Now, she's one of those players that Donna Roman has moved around recently. She was on the right side, made her into an outside hitter, opposite hitter. Since she stepped into that bigger role, and she's completely adapted and adjusted and has been thriving in that role so far this year.
Yeah, and as outside hitters, you're looked at to be set more often, take more of the plays that are not normal plays, and make something out of nothing, and that's not easy.
She's finding success on the serve as well right now. Up 21-19. Freedom reclaiming this third set. Great block by Hersick. An error. Late in the set, 22-19.
Yeah, the ref called that one dead. He said it was 4 contact. So he said the ball from the attacker went into the net and did not touch the blocker's hands. But
take another look at this one. Scott, you got to explain this one to me.
So it looked like the blocker may have touched it. The up ref said that she did not. So if Bethlehem Catholic plays that ball, that would be the 4th contact.
I see.
So he ruled it dead with 4 contacts. The Freedom side said he's absolutely correct. The Bethlehem Catholic side said he was not.
You're so interested to know we've had the same ref.
Yeah.
Every match we've done live, he thinks we're following him.
Yeah. But honestly, it's good from an official's perspective too, because he gets to see these matches as well and work on his game as much as the girls get to, and refs don't get to do that very often.
Absolutely. Hersick. Oh, McKenzie tried with the one-hand stop, but it falls flat. 23-19 Freedom. Barnes on the serve. Harris. Giro from the back. Simmons to O'Roman. That'll ricochet, and they'll be in match point.
Yeah, again, that ball, she's been having some trouble finding the court on that side of the net, and I think the defender may have helped her in that sense a little bit there by playing that ball and just misplaying it a little bit, but they'll take it.
Wow, Hersick giving them no room to send that one back as Freedom takes a set back from Bethlehem Catholic, winning the third 25-19. They are up 2-1. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
Your happily ever after and theirs awaits at Peaceable Kingdom. Online at lvpeaceablekingdom.info.
Even the most minor incident can feel overwhelming. That's why D.E. Cressman Insurance is there for you when a claim occurs. We'll ensure you have the right coverage at the right price. Make your family a member of our family. Choose Cressman for auto, for home, for life. As your family grows, so do your insurance needs. D.E. Cressman Insurance has been covering growing families for over 60 years, and we'll be there to cover yours. Make your family a member of our family. Choose Cressman for auto, for home, for life.
We welcome you back to Bethlehem Catholic High School. We've got a great matchup between the Freedom Patriots and the Bethlehem Catholic Golden Hawks. A little bit of a summary of how this has gone so far. First set went 30-28 in favor of Freedom. Second, 25-14, Becca. And now let's take a look at some highlights from this third set. The Freedom won 25-19. Now they were down in the beginning and fought and clawed their way back, Scott.
Yeah, you can never let go or never let up. So, you get blown out in a set. That set's over. You need to move on, and Freedom really did that well. They stuck with it. They were getting their kills. They had a lot more touches in the blocks, and I think there were some missed contacts on the Bethlehem Catholic side that helped Freedom in that sense also. But Freedom really responded well to that second set loss.
Blocks still in favor of Bethlehem Catholic. We saw quite a few between Mackenzie Ruggiero and Danica Babylonia, who have just been stellar at the net. Pretty even keeled on kills. Aces still not a bunch, but Bethlehem Catholic leading in that category as well with 4. Total team errors tied up at 25, so they've been going back and forth with that as well.
Yeah, when you look at these stats across the board, it sounds like a very tight match. There's not one team leading by a lot in any specific category outside the blocks, obviously. But with the team with a big blowout lead in the second set and the third set being a little bit of a runaway as well, it kind of evens things out. So this fourth set will really be a true indicator on how this match is going to go.
Yeah, Freedom with a chance to win the match if they win this fourth set. Becca wins, we will go to 5, and that'll be best of 15. Freedom keeping that ball alive. Ruggiero. Wow. That was the first stop they've made all night on a hit like that from Ruggiero, and that was Roman. Barnes finds Harris. Ruggiero was going to go for a big swing, changed her mind on that. And it'll fall in Freedom's favor.
Yeah, sometimes it helps to be a little lucky. So there you saw Barnes go on the outside. She had a double block up, and the offside blocker came over. But this great dig here by Elena, that's just all reactions and repetition to practice at getting balls hit at you at a high rate of speed.
Yeah, that ball was going so fast she fell backwards. Babylonia. Barnes sending that outside. Calmed down a little bit in the gym since the first set. I think the student section had to go to their respective practices.
Yeah, some are trickling back in. Maybe decided they don't need to practice today. Who knows?
Yeah, let's ditch practice.
It's a good excuse. There's not many days you get to come in the gym and watch a match of this quality in your home gym.
Exactly. Don't want to miss this one. We're happy to provide it for you live here on the Service Electric Network. And And we'll have an ace from Samantha Mikulski, the sophomore defensive specialist. A lot of young guns on both of these teams, setting up for a pretty bright future. That one will fall just inside. Mackenzie going cross court with the swing.
Yeah, she still put enough pace in that ball that it wasn't like an easy ball for Freedom to react to and hopefully get over the position. She just went up and snapped it to that sideline with enough pace that Freedom had no chance to react.
Barnes, Hewitt. Great defense by both squads. The block comes up big for Freedom. Grace Hersick and Simmers at the net.
Yeah, just continuing to add to the blocking numbers on both sides of the net there. It's just getting their hands up, established, and hopefully just ricochets around off the defenders.
Yeah, I feel like this whole match is blocking 101.
Yeah, and also it was a cut shot 101 here by Ruggiero. It's just she's getting up and where she's hitting the ball high enough that she can see the blocker, she can see where the defenses are. Maybe been reading things throughout the night and is just found in the court. She hasn't had to swing hard on the last couple swings, but still getting kills.
Great block by Rodriguez there. An error on Freedom.
Yeah, another four contact call. So they said that the Bethlehem Catholic third attack did not, or second attack maybe, did not cross the net, hit a blocker, and would have been four contacts by Freedom.
Tied up at 4. Roman, wow. What a dig by Ruggiero. Hersick able to force that block outside.
Yeah, it's funny, mid-rally there, I realized that we haven't seen many slide attacks tonight by either team. We've seen it in other matches we've covered, but on that one, then right after I thought about that, Freedom had to set out to Hersick on the opposite, and she went off of one leg, like a slide approach, but not with a full slide approach from the middle.
A light tap by Ruggiero. Freedom unable to get there in time. Becca has tied it up again at 5.
Again, she's finding success with just rolling the ball to the spots. If the ball was being picked up, or if the defenders had a chance to make a play on the ball, I'm sure Coach Brown would be telling her she needs to go back and be aggressive. But she's consistently finding the court with those roll shots, and there's no reason to stop at this point.
Roman finding that back near corner.
Yeah, as an outside hitter, a lot of times you see hitters when they want to turn to that line shot, they kind of lower their left shoulder and the ball comes off their hand a little bit lower than it would if they were swinging across court. But Elaine did a nice job keeping it high and hitting the blocker.
Ruggiero called that one out. She was correct. And we're tied up again. Rodriguez with that serve, and big block by Babylonia.
She almost looks like she's floating when she's blocking. She kind of peeks at her block. She kind of gets up high and then just sits there and just waits for the ball to come to her. And it's always a good thing from a hitter for blocker. If you can block a ball and it hits the ground before you hit the ground, it means you're either really high or the ball came off your arms really fast.
Incredible effort at the net by the Golden Hawks. Hersick. Fine center. Bologna able to get that one down. Barnes. Hewitt. Great dig by Barnes. Roman on the outside will find the hard court. Get back within 1.
It looked like Elena was kind of surprised that got a kill, whether it wasn't where she wanted it to go or whatever the reason is. You could tell she had a reaction of like, oof, I got a little lucky. And then she challenged the bigger block in the middle. We were saying that Babylonia is hanging in the air and she's real high, but Elena got away with it that time.
Ruggiero in the middle, left-handed smack, and Barnes will send it back over, way too hard on the swing. Freedom contesting that.
Yeah, Freedom's hoping for a ricochet off the block, but no other official saw it. Only people on the Freedom side may have seen it, but again, that's from a line judge's perspective. There's 4 officials here, and the balls are traveling so fast that many times touches aren't seen, but I don't think that was one of them.
Yeah, that looked pretty clean. Barnes hoping that one gets over, and it does. Ruggiero. Barnes. That one will fall in the back right corner.
Yeah, that ball traveled, it seemed like a long distance to get to that back corner. Kind of arced up and over the defender's position and landed about 2 inches in on the court. But there's a lot of court out there to play with. And like I said, teams need to really capitalize on that last third of the court.
Everyone's screaming out on that. Thankfully, they kept that in because I don't think that would have gone out. Barnes. Wow. Wow. The dig resulted in a kill on the other end. Freedom not expecting that one.
Yeah, those are huge pick-me-ups for the defensive side, for the Becca side there. And from the Freedom side, those are demoralizing sometimes. You're just like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, not much you can do on that one. They'll go out on that swing. I'm going to take another look at this from a different angle. He gets the dig. Oh,
perfect
just
spot.
Inside that far side. Oh. Not much you can do about that one.
No, Freedom needed that point. They had the unfortunate play, the crazy scramble, and a hitting error. They don't want to be grouping together errors at this point and letting Bethlehem Catholic build a lead here.
Yeah, this is a crucial set for both teams. Mackenzie Ruggiero. Roman, has she got her figured out on that side? Hewitt finds it in the far side, just inside.
Yeah, when you're able to jump like she can and contact the ball as high as she can and snap on the ball as hard as she can, you can do funny things like that. So that's not an angle that you see very often. Defenders aren't seeing that at practice on a regular basis. So if she's able to do that, that's going to score a lot of points.
A rare service error from Babylonia. I do want to mention Hewitt. I've been watching her, and she's just all smiley this whole match. You love to see it. Yeah, everything she does, she's just got a big old smile on her face no matter what.
Yeah, nerves show a lot of times in matches like this, but she's not letting it show. She's showing that she loves these games and is really enjoying herself.
I've just been watching her. She's so animated after every point, no matter what.
Yeah, that ball, Ruggiero on the opposite attacked that ball. Ref saying it didn't hit anybody in the hands, it just went across the net, and you can see that it rides the tape and lands out of bounds on the sidelines.
Rodriguez simmers to Hersick, finds Harris. Will keep it in, send it back over. Another set for Simmers. Way out by Roman.
Simmers, I'm sure she enjoyed that play because she got the dig, and then they set her and actually let her attack the ball. Setters, a lot of times, that's what they want to do. They want to, more than just attacking with like a dump on the set, they like to swing on the ball occasionally.
Great serve by Mackenzie Ruggiero.
I'm not sure what she hasn't done tonight. She's aces, she's getting blocks, she's getting kills from the middle, from the opposite, from the outside. She's having sprawling digs. She's been a line judge at one point, calling balls in and out. So
she was the line judge for the JV match, so she had to practice it. Becca won that JV match, by the way, in 3 sets. Or sorry.
Yeah, it was 3 sets.
2 to 1. 2 to 1. Took me a second to do that math, which is very sad, but that's why I'm doing this and not anything else.
Yeah, and Coach Brown said the JV lost the first set really bad, but came back to win the second too, which is a great sign for her program.
Absolutely. Oh, a little bit of miscue.
Yeah,
Freedom needed that point.
Sometimes setters know exactly what they're going to do because the pass is off the net. It was low. She knew she was just going to try to set Hewitt there and let her bail him out. And just didn't execute it the way she needed to. Hewitt likes to hit the ball high anyway, so chuck it high and just execute the play like he normally would.
Roman slightly tapping that one over, gets it to fall.
Yeah, that's another example. Early in the match, she had another kill the same way, where it was a double block and a defender sitting just behind the blocker, and the ball still falls down. And they're playing on a very small piece of the court, but to be able to still find the court, you know, it's unfortunate from the Becca side because there's 3 of them there that could have maybe made a play.
Tied up at 14. Simmers on the attack again. Not that time. She'll set it up for Roman. Kenzie Ruggiero. Vanessa Amrick tried, did not succeed on that.
There were 2 plays in that rally that show what a high-level setter Simmers is. The first one, she got bumped by somebody, but still got to get her hands on the ball with a clean set. And then she made that dump back over her head. Those are not set. No, they're not plays you see by every setter.
That was just a great block. Everyone was up front. No one home in the back.
Literally all 6 of them were inside
no
the 10-foot line.
Home.
That's great from a hitter coverage perspective if the block puts the ball straight down, not if it shoots 10 feet or 20 feet off the net.
Simmers to Roman. She'll get that one to fall. We've got a little bit of a back and forth action going on. No surprise here.
Again, just sneaking it between the 2 blockers' hands. There's not much space, but it doesn't take much for that ball to sneak between.
Simmers.
So there the official is calling a lift. So she went up with one hand, so naturally she can't double contact the ball because she only has one hand there. But he's saying that the ball kind of sat in her hand or rolled off of her from her palm to her fingertips, which is a lift.
Got to move on from it if you're Freedom. Persick finds backcourt. Roman. Get a tip off the block, and they'll take the lead 17-16.
She really seems to be taking advantage of the block now. I was saying earlier, she needed to start getting a couple more kills here, and she definitely is. There it snuck between the blocker's hands. Frank's hands were just maybe not together quickly enough, but Roman's really putting together a couple kills here now.
Yeah, she's definitely warming up here in the 4th as she gets the ace.
It's funny how this sport works sometimes. It's somebody goes from being in the front row, being very aggressive, scoring a lot of points, and immediately transitions to the back row with people think, she's done scoring points, when that's truly not the case when she's back here serving like she can.
Babylonia straight down to the court.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen her get a kill. It's just, just one thing that hadn't led to them being able to get the ball to her in the middle effectively enough. But both sides are able to continue to get kills out of the middle. Just Becca's trying to get a couple more now that they get opportunities. Both teams have also been cleaning up the floor, so clearly things are getting a little slippery out there. Safety perspective, officials are giving them the time to take a towel, clean it off, be safe, and let's move on.
Barnes. Ruggiero. Great block by Barnes to keep that one back. And Hewitt will send it over. What a dig, but it ends up falling. Freedom takes a 2-point lead.
It's been a number of times tonight where and here's, I think it was Hewitt comes all the way across from her outside position, digs that ball, so she's almost out of the play. They only have 5 people in the court really getting ready for Freedom to swing on that ball back, but both teams, I don't think, and neither of them want to end this match.
We're back within 1 from a service error. 19-18 Freedom again. They are leading 2-1, so if they win this set, that is the match. Becca still a chance to come back, but Grace Hersig doesn't want any of that.
No, Freedom's got to the magical 20, so they're at 20 points now.
Magical 20,
yes,
I
it's
like that.
It's a set point, or it's a match point. You get to 20, you only need 5 points to finish out here. Yet I know Becca's close, but the pressure's on Bethlehem Catholic. They have to respond, so we'll see how Freedom puts together a couple points here.
Babylonia punches that one off her backhand, and what a block by Ruggiero.
I'd mentioned earlier, it's a sign of a person, a player's jumping ability when the block can land before the hitter does. I think both, Ruggiero may have been down, but still, Babylonia was still in the air on that ball, bounces off the ground, showing how fast it's
They're
coming
the
down.
dynamic duo tonight at the net. Babylonia, that's her second service error in this set.
Yeah, she knows that was a clutch one. She's shaking her head. She knows that was a bad miss.
Can't dwell, especially for Becca, who has their backs against the wall, and they can't make errors like that because now Freedom's up 22-19, only a couple more to go. Roman happy with her team right now.
Yeah, on the Bethlehem Catholic side, they had a great touch on the block. A second defender or person behind them picked up the second ball, but the blocker, when she turned to come off the net, her shoulder just went right into the net. There's little things late in this game that just the magnitude of that error really comes out when they occur.
It's hard to beat a team twice. Freedom only a few points away from accomplishing that feat late in the 2021 season. Now up next for the Golden Hawks, they've got Easton. They played them second match of the season. That was a 3-set sweep. And as for the Patriots, up next, they've got a tough one against Nazareth. We saw them just last week. Barnes on the serve. Huge swing from Ruggiero that's stopped. Roman find Hewitt in the back. Ruggiero come around to the middle. Harris to Ruggiero. Barnes, oh my goodness. That was Taylor Pavolko. Oh my God. Barnes almost looked like she was shot on that.
And that was Ruggiero's fourth attack in that rally. Wow. So they set her on the opposite, in the middle, the opposite, and the opposite again, and she brought the most heat on the fourth swing.
I just want to look at the impact. Oh. That was bad.
There's a missed serve after that rally. Unfortunately for Becca.
Yeah, that's something you can't have this late on a critical set. Ruggiero. Oh, she wanted to lightly tap it, but it wasn't enough. Now we've got match point for Freedom.
Yeah, it's all been on Ruggiero's shoulders, from the front row attack to the service line to the attack in the back row.
Rodriguez to Roman and Ruggiero. Until they've got a little bit of nerves, and Barnes will send it to the net, and Becca stays alive. Still match point for Freedom. Up 24-21 here in the fourth set. They're leading the match 2-1. Simmers, Roman, and she ends it off the block. Freedom wins the set 25-21 and the match 3-1. We'll wrap this thing up when we return. Don't go anywhere. More live here on the Service Electric Network coming up next.